Da, 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 da. Hello, hello. I am Johnny Jungleguts, the top-notch gamer, aka the top-notch gamer. Welcome to another episode of Let's Gay. We are here in the studio with Jay Lizo, artist and curator. Thanks for coming on the show, Jay.
Thanks for having me.
How have you been? How was your Valentine's Day?
Oh, Valentine's Day was pretty nice. It was we drove back from San Diego and it was pretty kind of unromantic, but on another level it was pretty nice. Just driving down the 5.
Yeah.
With no traffic. I guess that's pretty romantic if you don't have traffic.
If you don't have traffic on the 5 in LA, that's pretty romantic. And you're married, right?
Yes.
And you've been married for how many years?
3 years now.
So once you start getting into that zone, you can't, stress about not going nuts on Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah, I guess, that's true. Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, my wife's not too big into it anyways. So,
oh, yeah?
So that's kind of helps me out a lot, so.
That's very fortunate, I think, for you. I don't know, I always get so cagey about Valentine's Day, really anxious I'm gonna not, live up to whoever I'm with's expectations.
Oh, speaking of Valentine's Day.
Oh, here's a lovely lady. What does she have to say for herself? The Imperial Capital of Vector. Ooh, that's romantic. Thanks for sharing that. But me and my boyfriend, we ended up going to Wii Spa, which was very relaxing and nice. Have you been over there?
No, does it have, Wii?
Oh, that would be really cool, and I spell it wrong for that reason all the time. But no, it has it's a Korean spa. I don't know why it's called Wii Spa.
Huh.
So it's got clay rooms where you lay on top of balls of clay in heat, which is actually very relaxing.
Ooh, that does sound nice. Yeah, I need to try that.
Have you ever been to a Korean spa?
No.
Not a big spa guy?
No, I like spas. The first one I went to was in Germany with my wife's parents. And they were. It was kind of funny because it was the first time meeting them, and then I didn't know kind of the way they spa in Germany. But
okay,
it's totally you just go in totally nude. And,
right.
And yeah, you're just chilling with your mother-in-law naked and. Stuff.
Your mother. So it's It's
Yeah.
Both genders are there together.
Yeah.
And naked.
Yeah, naked. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was just like, oh, okay,
This is
cool.
you do it over here.
Yeah,
that is very European.
Yeah, that's what I just chalked it up to that. It was like, oh, this European style, and so that's how I got to know
your mother-in-law.
Yeah, it's like in the spa.
In the spa.
And yeah, there was also a chromotherapy room, so that was kind of interesting.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's like you bathe in different colored gels.
Ooh.
And the idea is that each color kind of regenerates your body in different portions. I don't know, like the red, I think it regenerates the heart or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the color to body part correspondence.
But it's not. Is it about the ingredients or is it just about the power of color?
It's the power of color, the light.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It's an old. Kind of therapy, I guess.
Sure.
But
sounds very pagan in a way.
Yeah, I forgot who invented it or who made it up. But yeah, so the idea is that you just bathe in these lights for a certain amount of time.
Sure.
And it just regenerates your body. And,
chromotherapy.
Yeah,
I never heard of that.
So I tried it out with my mother-in-law, and she was, we were both regenerating together, naked. And
there you go. Sounds like fun. So your wife is German.
Yes.
Would you say the Germans are less into the do you think that contributes to the lack of general Valentine's Day interest?
Probably, yeah, because I don't think Germans celebrate.
Oh, they don't?
I don't think they do, yeah.
I don't even know what the origins of Valentine's Day are.
Yeah,
it's probably some Christian stuff. I'm sure it's like
Saint Valentine.
I'm sure someone got horribly maimed and obliterated, and now we celebrate it by giving each other cards all the time, or something like that.
Yeah, somebody got heartbroken and it became very, very tragic, and yeah, I don't know. We can make up a story for that.
We could make up a story for that. Oh my goodness. Well, here, let's see here, because I think I might have. Here, just a second. So you, where are you from originally?
Chicago. Parents from the Philippines. They met in Chicago as lab techs on a blind date. So yeah, then they popped me out, and then I grew up mostly though in Florida, Jacksonville. Yeah, that's where I spent most of my childhood, and then yeah, I mean, I don't know, Jacksonville was kind of weird and I don't know, interesting in a way.
Yeah.
I was involved like a lot of skateboarders there, and so those are the dudes that I hung out with the most. So.
You were a skater.
I was a skater, yeah, but we played a lot of video games too.
Oh yeah, what was the year on that?
Well, let's see. There was kind of two segments. There was like early, like 90 or late 80s was like a lot of Nintendo, like Mario Brothers.
Okay.
And Zelda, Legend of Zelda.
The very first one.
Yeah. It's like not too like far from this in a way, but the graphics were definitely not as advanced.
Yeah.
I think it was a lot more like 8-bit, like blocky.
Oh yeah.
And but then like somewhere after that, we didn't play for a while. Then when Street Fighter came on the scene, there was a heavy Street Fighter and like Mortal Kombat session for a couple years.
Yeah. Skating is really interesting to me because I feel like now that people who were really into skating when they were younger have gotten a little older, you start to see more skater stuff like in the art world, you know?
Yeah, they're all business people now. They're all like own companies, and they're all like have families, and yeah, they become like totally kind of yuppies now.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with video games. I think too is going on. You know, both of those pursuits have been and still are kind of considered by the general populace to be a complete waste of time. But as we see the people who grew up with it sort of age, you sort of get more of a cultural acceptance of the thing, you know. Tony Hawk is like how old? He's in his 40s at least, if not 50s.
Yeah, he's up there. Up there. He's like my age.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, video games also gone so like professional in a way. Like now you have like you get sponsored and teams and stuff. And, like,
oh yeah.
I mean, I remember fantasizing a little bit. Like I was like, well, maybe I could get good at Call of Duty while I'm sitting at home and play for a tournament, maybe.
Mm-hmm. You never know.
Yeah, well, yeah. I couldn't. I jumped on the line, played a few people, and I'd always die pretty fast. Like.
Yeah, that's what I find when I made a slight foray into that with Mario Kart. That it was just completely. I was just completely out to sea against all those guys. You know.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But I would venture out to say that I could still play a mean game of Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 2?
Yeah, Street Fighter 2.
Who would you be playing as?
Oh, if I wanted to just play to win, I would probably play Ken or Ryu. But if I was having fun, I'd pick I don't know, maybe Dawson?
Dawson, yeah.
Dawson, yeah. I had a good time playing him sometimes.
Did you see the video of Lupe? I think it was Lupe Fiasco, that rapper. He beat. You saw this?
Oh no.
He beat the world Street Fighter champion in just an exhibition match.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think it's all. It seems staged to me. I can't. Watching the video, I can't believe that is the highest. Because usually when I watch people play, I never watched someone play Street Fighter 4 before competitively, but I had watched people play Marvel vs. Capcom, which I guess is more combo oriented even than Street Fighter is, and the style of play was so specific in the tournament for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It made me really think that that guy was just not really playing to the best of his abilities. I don't know, maybe
because it was an older version, like didn't have as many combo.
I don't know. I just feel like that guy who's supposed to be the world champion, legendary Street Fighter 4 player was faking it. That was like letting him win because it didn't seem like anything that exceptional about the way they were playing the game. But at the same time, I don't really know too much to say otherwise. But
maybe the fight was fixed.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. That the whole thing seems a little bit just a little suspicious to me. But anyway, how did you end up getting from Florida? Well, you were in Chicago and then Florida?
Yeah.
And then how are you here?
Oh, well, I wanted to go to grad school at UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
And so I prematurely moved out without finding out if I got in or not.
Okay.
My goal was to work at Nickelodeon.
Wow.
As an animator, and then possibly go to grad school at UCLA. I did have an interview out here for a job, like designing holiday boxer shorts.
Cool.
And and so I did this sample of like Santa Claus riding on a Harley, like, and then like
drawing.
Yeah. They wanted samples for their holiday boxer shorts.
Yeah.
And so like there
Sure.
was like Santa on the Harley. Oh, actually, no, that was the sample they gave me. They wanted something similar, and so I drew one of Santa and the reindeer getting drunk after Christmas.
After Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, and they never called me back. So.
Who was the retailer on that?
I don't remember. It was some place in Arcadia.
Okay, but they were going to distribute to like bigger stores or something like that.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was renting a room out in North Hollywood off of Van Owen for like a weekly charge.
Wow.
And then I found a place in off Bagley in Culver City,
mm-hmm.
which I was paying like $400 a month, which was crazy because it was like a studio and
mm-hmm.
it seemed so cheap back then. But I guess it was, and
yeah, that's pretty good.
yeah, and I didn't have any idea what was what, or what part of town was where. But so that's how I ended up here, and then I got the rejection letter from UCLA. And just like, just hung out here, just started working the art world, and
And you'd gone to but you were out here for Nickelodeon. So how did you get involved in the art world?
Oh well, I was trying to get an interview at Nickelodeon, but I never got one, and so I got involved in the art world through a painter named Ingrid Kalam.
Okay.
Back when people still listed their names in Yellow Pages.
Okay.
I looked up a couple artists that I was interested in, and they still had their names in those Yellow Pages.
Right. Okay.
And just basically cold called them and said, hey, if you ever needed help, let me I'll come by and help. And so she was one I called. Laura.
What was the year on that?
1999.
See, that was like right on the cusp of when you could still do stuff like that, I feel, and it would, maybe kind of work out,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's like, it doesn't seem as creepy, I guess. But, so I called her, Laura Owens, and I think that was Monique Prieto, I called.
These are all artists you'd heard of before?
Yeah, I picked up Art Mag, and I saw Laura's work and Ingrid's work live, and I was like, oh, this could be a good opportunity.
Sure. And all women, very very equal opportunity, very sort of feminist in your taste there.
I didn't think of it. I just liked their work, so I wasn't even like...
That's really cool.
Yeah, the majority of artists a lot of the early artists I worked for were mostly women.
And the lady you ended up working for, her name was? Say it again.
Ingrid Kalam.
And what kind of work was she doing? I'm not familiar with her work.
Oh, she does these abstract paintings that were based off trace stains on the streets of LA.
Okay.
And she would kind of conglomerate them, like archive them, and then she would layer them on her studio floor and make these kind of elaborate, very colorful line drawings using these Prismacolor colored pencils.
Okay.
And then based off that, she would create these like very kind of jewel-like paintings that were painted with one-shot paint.
Okay.
And, and then there was kind of different formations that she painted. Like there would be like 4-foot squares, 2-foot squares, and then there would be like these mylar pieces that would be just a monochromatic kind of stain, but they would be pretty huge, like draping mylars, and then she'd also create wall paintings from them. And so so when she hired me, she was kind of she was doing more of these large scale murals, and so we would go around and paint. I would just help paint and set up these murals for her. And yeah, it was a great learning experience, I think.
And did that have a big impact on your work? Because if you're coming from Nickelodeon zones, you were more figurative back then. It sounds like, right?
No, not really. I was kind of into cartoons, but like drawing was what I was interested in. But I was kind of doing paper collage, like abstract paper collage back then, which yeah, I wasn't doing much figurative. I just thought I could have like a background drawing, like I would just draw
okay.
a background, like
and the big
and I was using Rugrats as my model,
right?
And so I would like practice drawing like the just like the carpet.
Yeah. And there's sort of a like Mark Mothersbaugh does the theme song to Rugrats, right? I mean, there's there's sort of something artistic going on there. I think maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. I'm not totally familiar, but I just watched a few episodes just to get the style down. And then I would imitate the style. But yeah, nothing ever came of that. And then I tried to get into also rough draft studios. They did what do you call it? Futurama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty much a long shot too. But
yeah, it's got to be competitive. I mean.
Yeah.
The Cal Arts program in animation, those kids are like a cult.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They work such insane hours. But then also they say now that all the animation that happens, a lot of it's just outsourced to Korea.
Yeah. Or India, it's like sweatshop.
It is, and it looks so much better than any American like thing, allegedly.
Yeah.
Like if you were to have someone in the States do it, it would look way worse and be like twice as much money,
Yeah, no, it's like, if you, I mean, from what I hear, it's like, pretty hard to get any kind of animated job unless you're like been in the business for a while.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. The funny thing is, I started animating for myself just as practice, and and then kind of trying to get in, like playing games, kind of got me more interested in kind of learning how to animate through other programs. I mean, I still suck at it, but I'm learning as I go, basically. Are those dragon or chimera?
I think it's probably based on a cockatrice. Do you know that mythological animal? It's like a
rooster dragon?
It's a... Well, here, let's see what they're called before we make any assumptions. Lit War Chicken. So I don't really know what they're basing it off of.
That thing.
But it sort of reminds me of the cockatrice is a sort of mythological... I think it's like a combination of a snake and a rooster, and you can't look it straight in the eyes or it'll turn you to stone, but maybe like a actual rooster can kill it. This is some weird...
That's like some Medusa powers.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe I'm probably mixing it all up, but anyway.
I think it's really fascinating looking. It's like has the head of a chicken, but then the body of a dragon.
Right.
Like, I would be scared if I saw anything like that.
Oh, yeah. So you eventually got pretty into doing some arts administration. What kind of stuff have you done with that?
Oh, well, I think that's mostly through Monta Vista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gallery over in Highland Park.
Yeah, I was kind of a back burner member for a long time. Like when it first started, when we first opened. I would just go to the openings and hang out and maybe bartend and not. I didn't really propose any shows until maybe a good 3 years in, 4 years in, and part of it is because I was just also a little bit of a latecomer to joining. I was everyone was there that was there at the time was original members, and I came in maybe a month or two later.
Just a month or two later, but that can make all the difference with these art projects. Like K-Chung, when I got in, we were still looking for people to DJ. Now the wait list is, a mile long. So that changes.
Yeah. So I just kind of hung back and just supported people. And then now it's I feel like I'm the old man on the board there.
Yeah.
But it's I think we're going to hopefully get under the PAC umbrella and get more.
Oh yeah.
Stuff, so.
Yeah, we are over at K-Chung.
Yeah, so we could try to apply for more grants and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. See how it goes.
And in your own artwork, you use text a lot as well, or have these sort of singular phrases. Yeah. What are some of those, and why did you choose some of them?
Oh, the text came out of doing a lot coming out of grad school. It just felt like I had a lot of raw material that I was always just reading. And I felt like that was kind of material that I should be using rather than trying to make work about in a way. I don't know. I was just I would take little bits and pieces from certain readings and kind of dwell on it, and then maybe save it for later, and it would conjure an image, or it would just be an interesting phrase, and then I would kind of compile them together for certain pieces, and one series was compiling love quotes from different sources, and part of that inspiration was from Roland Barthes' what do you call it? Oh man, Lover's Discourse, where it's samples of love phrases from different sources.
Sure.
So and at the time I was single, so I was kind of always kind of looking for love, I guess.
Oh, cute.
So I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting, trying to always find love in different kind of songs or movie that I was watching.
It's a big topic.
Yeah, it's very Valentine's Day.
It's very Valentine's Day related.
Yeah. So,
you're
should make Hallmark cards.
Sure. So you did end up going to grad school.
I did.
Where did you end up going?
UC Santa Barbara.
Okay,
yeah.
Tell me about that program. What was that like?
Oh, it was great. It's one of those programs that's right on the beach, and I was already working in LA for a couple of years, and I was kind of getting a little burnt out. So I got accepted there and went. And there's a lot of faculty up there that are pretty. They're really great, but they don't certainly have a presence down here as much.
Okay.
They're really good teachers, but at the same time, I was accepted at CalArts, and so during my time, I had this plan where I was gonna go 1 year to UCSB, defer CalArts for 1 year, and then try to apply for some grants, and then maybe go to CalArts, drop out of Santa Barbara and go to CalArts. But then I guess CalArts they stopped doing this deferment.
Oh, they didn't hold on. They didn't want to hold on to people anymore, or something like that.
Yeah. So you had to just reapply.
Oh, that's annoying.
So my plan kind of backfired.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. In the end, I think most of the people that went to CalArts during that time, I got to know anyways outside.
Sure. So now you're moving out here. You've applied to only one school. You want to work at Nickelodeon. You're doing Santa Claus Underpants. What are your parents thinking of all this? What do they say?
Oh, they just think it's nuts. Like they didn't think it was gonna. They thought I was gonna come back sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they wanted me to come back and study be an X-ray tech.
Oh, where does that? What's that about? Why do they want that?
Oh, well, they work in the med field, technology field, and so they were just like, it's like, oh, I want you to come home and study, being an X-ray tech, make some money, and I don't know, I just felt like I didn't want to go back to school for that. And,
you had gone to school for that a little bit.
No.
No. Okay. Yeah.
I just knew I would have to go back to school for that.
Yeah. Obviously you would.
Yeah, and it just doesn't seem.
Yeah.
It just seemed. Yeah. I didn't see the point in that.
It's so fascinating, people's parents who want them to just do their job.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I kind of feel like.
Does it really though?
Yeah, because I feel like, now that I have a kid, it's like, oh, I want her. I mean, I want her to do what she wants, but then at the same time, part of me wants me to be involved in the same thing I am a little bit. But
oh yeah.
So I have this feeling that she's going to become a banker now or something. Or
yeah.
Or like a lawyer. Or...
The kids often go as opposite the direction of the parents as they can,
right.
just as a reflex, I think. But your daughter is only how old now when you're already thinking about this?
Oh, she's almost 2.
Almost 2. So we're considering a career in finances already, or worried about that on the horizon at 2. That's good.
You think about it all at once. It all comes together, like, when you're just laying at home at night and you're like trying to go to bed, and you're like, you start thinking like, oh, what's she gonna be like when she grows up? And the next thing you know, you're like, you've already planned her whole life for the next 18 years.
Sure.
And I don't know. I mean, that's what I do, but which drives me crazy.
Oh, it would drive me insane. Can you just read me this little paragraph right here?
Yeah, sure. When you enter Vector, you are going to want to avoid it, and since you'll lose 100 gold points.
Sure.
Every time you stay there, you want what you can use as an inn instead is the small house on your left. When the person asks if you pledge allegiance to the Empire, select no, and you'll have to fight against 2 very simple enemy guards. Speak to the person after the battle to get your hit points and end points restored fully whenever you want. You can pick up some equipment at the weapon shop and armor shop if you want, but there's nothing you haven't seen before. Head to the upper right corner of town and speak to the person standing behind the box. When he asks if you're ready to tell him who you are, you'll automatically hop onto the box and cross the top to reach the Magitek factory.
All right.
Forge. Do you want me to read you the...
Oh, no, don't worry about that.
Is it a little cheat sheet?
It's a cheat sheet.
Oh, man.
But I'm trying to show the kids out there on the internet how to do it, so...
Oh, okay.
That's my... I'm okay with it. A lot of these games are really, really hard to get through without some type of strategy guide.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're up at night thinking about what your daughter's going to be.
That's good advice. Young folks, please don't do that.
That's very good advice. That's what you're telling your daughter,
yeah,
I
exactly.
feel. You're that little old lady. So, what is that? I almost wonder if by the time you actually get there, you're just going to be so exhausted of parenting that you just aren't going to care at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, there's so many directions it's going to take before that. But, yeah, I mean, I guess, I can indulge on it now, but... Yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. And you were, like, super on board. Like, you were like, let's have a kid.
Yeah.
Did it. The whole thing. It was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't... I figured... I mean, I was having friends that were having kids, and it seemed... Yeah, it just seemed like the time to do it. And, yeah. I felt like it was going to actually make me more focused.
I think it may have. I'm incredibly impressed by, because you bring your daughter with you to, like, stuff, and she's, like, a little teeny tot, and I feel like some people, they just get so exhausted once they become a parent that they sort of drop out of the art world,
Well, Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I have inspiration from others.
Right, your friend Devin is
Devin.
is just like that. He brings his son everywhere, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's like, and I don't know, and Tebe is very sociable, and it's really up to the kid. Like, but there was a good couple months that I didn't do anything. Like,
I mean, it's like a teeny tiny baby. It's like you don't even get to sleep all night, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's more like my wife doesn't get to sleep in.
Oh, okay.
I kind of don't sleep just because she's not sleeping.
Sure.
These guys look serious.
We're getting into the serious zone. Can you actually read me this next paragraph right under here?
So make your way down and around to where you will find a moving hook. Press the X button when the hook is near you to grab hold and ride it across. There's a treasure chest on the other side containing flame saber.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah. Jump back across to the right and go down through the tube on the right side. There's a chest here as well with tincture inside. Tincture? Yeah.
Sure.
Climb back up and go down to the left tube. It will drop you onto a conveyor belt. Open the chest here for an X potion. Ride the conveyor belt across to the right and open the treasure chest to get a thunder blade.
All right. Let's hold on.
Okay.
Because I'm probably going to need to hear some of that again.
Okay.
It's this is a pretty serious, one of the first more serious dungeons in the game. And the game's also just sort of opened up because you can start teaching your characters magic. Okay, there. I see the...
Oh, this is the magic factory.
This is a magic factory. I see the hook. Press the X button when the hook is near and ride it across. Okay, that's what I gotta do. So...
Did you ever see that Community episode where it's all done? They play a game to get Chevy Chase's father's money.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's like the father invented some game and they all have to play it as a team. And
video game?
Yeah, it's like it's a made up video game, but
sure.
it resembles like old Nintendo games.
Sure.
And it's pretty funny. It's I forgot the name of it. I think it's just called 8-bit something.
Something, yeah. So now your daughter's name is, pronounce that for the audience.
Tabea.
And where does that come from?
That's German for Tabitha.
Oh, okay.
It means gazelle.
They have gazelles over in Germany?
I don't know. I don't think so, but...
Maybe they saw one once and it got into the lexicon.
Yeah.
Who knows how that stuff works.
So, yeah, it's funny because it was like maybe the 10th name on our list.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, my top choice was actually Johannes and Kai.
Those are boys' names, though.
Boys' names, yeah. And girls' names was Isabella and I forgot the other one. But, when we saw her, it was like Tabea. It looks like a Tabea. So, she looks like
there you go.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if we can get this. There we go.
I also had some other names, like Untitled.
Kai, where is that name? Because I see that name all the time. What's the origins of that name?
I think it's Japanese.
Yeah.
Name, but it's also a German name. But Kai, the most recent I've heard it was in that the 47 Ronin with Keanu Reeves. I think his character was called Kai.
What is that movie? I don't even know that movie.
Oh, it came out a few years ago, like when maybe 2013. It was Keanu Reeves plays a kind of a demon spirit child samurai who helps this kind of save his girlfriend.
Was it any good?
It's alright. The original, of course, is better.
It's a what's the original? Murakami or something like that?
I don't remember who the director is, but it's a black and white film. I don't know. I can't remember when it was made, but it's not. This one's based in like supernatural kind of demons, and the original's more.
It has none of that.
Yeah. It's more like just like a straight up assassin job.
Yeah.
So.
It's always fascinating to me when they feel like American studio feels the need to remake like a Japanese classic from really any other, like Old Boy. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
I never saw the remake, but it's like, why would you Like, what would possess you to remake that movie? It was just
Yeah,
exactly what it was, and it was, it was totally outrageous, but it was great.
Yeah, no, it's like, why would you want to redo that whole fight scene that's like...
I think Oldboy, the remake of Oldboy might have been, like, directed by, like, someone really weird.
Spike Lee.
Yeah, Spike Lee. That's such a random choice
I don't
for
know,
him.
it just, it didn't seem... I don't know, it just didn't... Yeah, it didn't connect.
Yeah,
for some reason, but.
I like Spike Lee. But at the same time, not that random. I mean, I think it's got to be hard being a black director because there's this, like... who has, like, made work about, like, racial issues.
Yeah.
Because then if you want to sort of break out of that, I mean, it's like, oh, I don't know what,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand what you're saying. It's kind of like...
I think they should be
if I'm going to direct a
political, racial issues movie.
I'm going to break out of my own, like, kind of pigeonhole of what I'm known for. Kind of thing. I mean, I guess... Yeah, I mean, that's a good one to pick, if any. I mean...
Yeah. I never saw it, so I don't even know. I know what how the Oldboy remake was. Like,
I mean, yeah.
You saw it?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just... I didn't see why they needed to remake it, yeah. I mean, it just didn't... I don't know, it just doesn't seem like there was a good reason to. And, I mean, there's some interesting things, I remember, just the way it translates, and just the acting of Josh Brolin, but other than that, I just don't think it was a great film to remake.
Sure. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
So, speaking of cultural exchange and Japan, you curated me into a show that was all about American artists who were influenced by Japanese work.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about how that got started and how you got interested in that and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, for 7 years, I was working for this artist, Joe Good, and his wife, Hiromi. We'd have Christmas dinners, and she would give us kind of stuff from her shop. She owns she's the owner of Hiromi Paper International, 31 Station.
Yeah.
And so she would give us these calendars that were from the shop, and so I had this calendar on my desk for a long time.
Yeah.
And there were all these like Hiroshige prints on it, and they they were like the 100 views of Edo, of Japan, in different different months. And so like I would always kind of like get kind of bored and kind of dream about these places, like it would be great to go here,
Yeah.
during my lunch hour or something. And so yeah, I started like just kind of like looking at these prints as like my escape images, escape pods, or escape places.
Yeah.
And so I thought like, I should just make kind of paintings from these things, and make an anime, just kind of develop this like abstract escapism work. That was kind of about all just trying to like dream of another place, basically.
Sure.
So that's what kind of started it out, and then I was just thinking about other artist friends that were kind of using like Japanese kind of ideas in their work, or kind of either techniques or imagery or text. I mean, because especially living here, it's like it's very, you can kind of immerse yourself in Japanese culture if you'd like.
Oh yeah.
And so going to dinner with Hiromi and Joe, and they would, she would teach me about the culture, and totally got me fascinated. And I've only visited Japan once, and I've been wanting to go back. Since. So yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to do a show that was like artists that weren't necessarily Japanese,
right?
Using Japanese imagery and ideas, but not necessarily doing like a manga.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it was a way, sort of broader range of Japanese influence. I think.
So it just wasn't like one way of looking at it.
It wasn't super one-dimensional.
Yeah,
and there was a lot of different types of Americans too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, different. It's like there were a few of the artists were definitely Latino or
Yeah.
Papa and like Thai, Mexican mix, Native American. So yeah, there
The
was
real Americans, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you also right before that you curated a video game art show.
Yeah, that was Mutated Game Form. And that was basically inspired from being at home playing video games and thinking about video games as art, and also looking at artists that were kind of thinking about that same idea in a way.
Yeah.
And I think when I first started playing, I think Metal Gear, I was talking to the guy that was doing the sleep study, and he was talking about Hideo
Kojima,
yeah, and how he thought about video games, and I mean, he thinks of games as art, and and I thought, like, I remember playing the first Metal Gear, thinking like, oh, there is like a message behind this game,
Oh yeah.
And that kind of always got me thinking about games as art, and then the other artists like Corey Archangel and Mel Chen are always been all doing like glitch stuff. So that that's all been it's being explored for sure. And I thought this was a good opportunity to kind of like work with some artists I haven't worked with in the past. And put them together in a show.
I thought it was really great. I think a lot of video game art shows I find to be really detestable because it's like, I'm gonna draw Mario in like a heavy metal style, and never like gets past this sort of surface level, and then you're really just it's just boring, really.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And this was like just very diverse. There's video and installation and all different kinds of cool stuff.
Interactivity, and I hope this show, both the shows actually, I hope will travel and grow.
That'd be cool.
I know the We Heart Japan show might travel down to San Diego at the Japanese Friendship Museum.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. So I'm still waiting to hear back on that.
Sure.
So.
Now you play video games. You play Call of Duty, right?
Uh-huh.
And I have always avoided Call of Duty because I just found the title Call of Duty a little bothered me. I was like, I don't feel a duty to go out and shoot people or do whatever it is they do in that game. I don't even really know. But many people do play it. Tell me, what's great about it?
Well,
what do you like about it?
Well, I've always had a fascination with the military. And, I mean, this is probably the closest I will get to.
Right.
But the first game I picked up was, at this flea market, was the second one, Call of Duty 2.
Sure.
And so you kind of, in this game, you insert yourself into the World War II situation. Right. And I just thought the story, you kind of, relive these, historic moments as a soldier. Uh-huh. Which was kind of interesting for me. But then, as it progresses, it gets more high-tech and modern. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've always had a fascination. I love all those war movies, Zero Dark 30 and
I haven't seen Zero's a Dark 30.
Oh,
it's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. It's Catherine Bigelow's what's the story of how the government found Osama bin Laden.
Right. That's what that one's about.
And I have a secret. Part of me felt like at one point if I got really sick of LA, I would join the army. Or
really?
Army, or yeah. I was like, if I don't if I just want to give it up, I'll join the military.
Wow, that would be so. I bet so many of your friends would be so mad at you for doing that or something.
Yeah, I would pretty much pull this
geographic.
Yeah, just disappear and just go into the army and never get it up again.
That's what they call it in
geographic.
In AA. Oh. When you are sick of an area, or what? I think if you just feel like you need to start your life over, you pull a geographic. That's what they call it.
Oh, that seems a lot nicer than just disappearing.
Yeah.
Geographic.
Can you read me just a little more of this paragraph?
After Dragon Boots?
Yeah, after Dragon Boots. We just got the Dragon Boots.
Now head to the upper right corner where you'll find a pipe between some boxes.
Okay.
Head down to the right to find 2 chests containing Blizzard and Zephyr Cape. Continue down the pipe and it will drop you at the top of the area again. Make your way to the lower left side and follow the thin path around to a chest containing 10.
Okay.
That's, there,
That's good, yeah.
okay.
Alright. Upper right corner.
I like this type font. It's very like, it seems like a secret message.
Oh, like just this text right here?
Oh,
there.
Yeah.
Oh, the FAQ design is so beautiful to me, the way they do the text.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny because some of them, there's definitely a way to be good at it and a way to like kind of suck at it. But people will make whole like letters and like shapes and drawings out of the
like
ASCII or whatever you want to call it style of art. But they incorporate, that's often incorporated into these like you can sort of see it up here with the F on the Final Fantasy VI. I mean that's just a little one, but they're doing stuff like that all throughout them. It's funny.
Oh, man.
So, but obviously, you know, now you've got a kid, you're married, you're not doing any of that stuff.
What? Oh,
pulling a geographic.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it hasn't. I mean, in my dark moments, there.
When you're lying awake, worried that your daughter's gonna become a banker.
Yeah.
That's when it creeps up on you, huh? I definitely can see the appeal to it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because there's a student that I work with right now who is in the Army right now in the reserves, and so I get to kind of live vicariously through him. He tells me stories. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, and so like, so yeah, he's an interesting kid. Like he's studying to be how do you call it? Like game designer also.
Okay.
And yeah, but yeah, every like I don't know, twice a month he goes to Army Reserves. Do his training and things, so yeah. He's a good carpenter too.
Yeah. Alright, I'm looking for a pipe between some boxes here. Alright, back in a combat situation.
Oh, a couple of my glasses.
Yes, they're blinded. And I didn't stock up on enough eye drops would be the item that would heal that, so now I'm just sort of
I see.
in trouble because my guys are just totally trapped, blind.
Oh, shit.
But let's see if maybe if we can get to a save point or something, I won't have to deal with that. Okay, between some boxes, I'm not seeing that. Upper right corner, 2 between some boxes.
Are those like mech? Like,
yeah, they're
like
little
Robotech
mobile
mech?
suits.
Oh.
You start out the game as a sort of being brainwashed and working for the evil empire, as it were. And you get to actually pilot those, but besides that...
Did you ever get into Robotech?
I never got into Robotech. I got into Gundam Wing. Did you ever watch that one?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, Gundam Wing is definitely... Well, there's a poster of it right here in my room. Gundam Wing is definitely one of my favorite animes. It's got a lot of political intrigue and a lot of, like, I guess, almost gay subtext. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Here's the pipe. But tell me about Robotech, because they have the figurines at the comic book store where I work. I've always been curious about it.
Oh, yeah, Robotech is like the 80s, like, kind of sci-fi drama. And as a kid, I remember the thing that fascinated me was, like, well, I guess the drama at the time fascinated me, too, because I was kind of going through the same kind of drama.
The same drama in your life as in Robotech. Tell me about both of those dramas.
Oh, man, well, it was all about, like, which girl you should go after, you know?
Right, okay.
So like, in the storyline, well, there's 3 different seasons. First one's the Macross, the second one's, like, the Next Generation, and then the third one is, the last one's the Next Generation. The second one is, I forgot what the second one is, but, anyways, yeah, in each series, there's, like, you know, love interest with the main characters, and he gets confused because there's another girl that he likes. You know, there's 2 girls that like, you know. So there's always these kind of like, you know, chase, like who should date who, and then there's side characters that, you know, start dating. Like, for example, in the first Macross series, one of the main characters, Buddy, ends up marrying Zentradi girl who's like enemy, basically.
Okay.
And so I always thought, you know, that was, you know, kind of interesting as a drama part of the series when I was a kid. And, but you know, the whole Robotech like idea of, you know, these planes transforming into warriors was always very interesting to me too. And,
the plane, they're transformers. They're not just mobile suits.
No, they're transformers, but to me they seem more sophisticated than transformers because like the planes just became like I don't know, just like everyone had one, so it was kind of more about like skill in being a pilot rather than being like you know, like this is the new gimmick on this machine,
right?
Thing. So,
it's always amazing when the.
I mean, now I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, I used to feel like this, and kind of laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have the same feelings when I watched it before, or now, but.
Right, but it calls back that time, that memory.
Yeah, like that.
It's crazy how these animes and these sort of outer space anime epics can really get you emotionally. There's an episode of Outlaw Star. I don't know if you remember that show.
Oh.
It's a, you know, fighter pilots in outer space type of a vibe.
Yeah.
And it's there's this episode where the guy falls in love with a, I guess you could say, enemy, but he doesn't realize that they don't realize that the other one is the you know, villain of each other, right? Okay. So they would like meet during the day and like hang out and be cute together, and then at night they would like try to kill each other. And I don't remember if it's the boy or the girl gets killed. I think it might be the boy. And then the next day he goes and she's not there. And I just remember being a kid and that brought a little tear to my eye.
Yeah.
It was very emotional.
Yeah, and that's the thing in Robotech. Like, some of the characters would end up getting killed after, like, you know, you build up some kind of attachment to them. You're like, no, they died. Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, it was definitely a very mature.
When you get a chance, let me hear that last little bit of the.
Continue down the pipe, and it'll drop you at the top of the area again.
All right, we just did that.
Make your way to the lower left side and follow the thin path around to a chest containing tent.
Lower left. Okay. Oh, thin path. Okay, there's the thin path. To a chest containing tent. Oh.
Is this it?
No. But hopefully we won't get totally blinded again. So you've got a show coming up.
Oh yeah, at Fourth Wall with Carl Space.
Oh, so where's that?
It's on
Fourth and Wall.
Fourth and Wall. That's right. Yeah.
And that's it. Is it going to be in his studio or on the roof, or where's it going to be?
It's going to be in the studio, and it's a two-person show. Don Elder is the other artist in the show, and we're gonna. Yeah, it should be a good kind of combo. Like we Noah picked Don and Carl picked me, and then we met and figured, like, strangely enough, there was like.
Sure.
Things that, like, without even knowing each other's work, we found commonalities. So yeah, no, I think it should be a good show. And then I think Don's doing a performance on the roof. And I'm like, actually, I think you've probably seen the work already, but it's like stuff from the Japanese show. So.
Here, let me go let in my boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Just hold it for a second.
No problem.
So what kind of stuff are you showing the show? Just
the paintings and animation. I was hoping to make some casted kind of flower or plant stuff, but I don't think I was gonna have enough time.
Oh boy.
So, but yeah.
And the other guy, what kind of stuff does he do?
He's doing kind of sculptural, wall work and a photograph.
What's a photograph of?
I believe it's a photograph of kind of like a still life setting of materials that he's collected over time and that he uses in his sculptures. And so,
Okay.
so there's a kind of relationship between the photograph and sculpture thing. So it's very like the sculpture has his sculpture has like a kind of a cabinet slash cave slash kind of time capsule.
Sure.
Kind of feeling to it. Yeah. And so both of us kind of encase our works with, like, I case mine with acrylic and he cases it with like plaster and resin and formica, or I guess it's not formica, it's like veneers. And so.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. I'm psyched. Carl hooked it up.
And do you have any other curatorial stuff going besides just the trying to get the shows going?
Yeah, no, I'm taking a break a little bit.
Sure.
I might have something cooking in the summer, but I'm not totally sure yet. Yeah, no, I'm taking a little break. I've been doing curating at the USC for the undergrads, and they're like open house and stuff like that. So.
And you teach over there?
No, I'm the tech.
Right.
But I'm not necessarily like a faculty. So, but I end up like kind of teaching like basic kind of woodworking or assemblage things. So.
Pretty cool. And you're gonna have me over there.
Yeah.
In a little while, we're gonna have a Pokemon marathon to raise money for the animal shelter.
Yeah,
They're so excited.
24 hours straight. Right?
24 hours straight Pokemon battling.
That's gonna be awesome.
And the shelter's so excited. They're putting together a little like marathon form, like if you were a runner, for me right now.
It's gonna be great.
So that's gonna be really cute.
Yeah, and I think that'll be really great to have the students kind of like see that in action too.
Yeah.
So.
A more
and
social art practice, I guess.
Ooh, she seems.
We're hiding from. This is the main antagonist of the game, Kefka. He's sort of like the villain.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is so tragic. Basically, the premise of this game is that they're reverse engineering magical creatures to make weapons. So, like, these are the magical creatures, and he's just treating them like shit.
Oh, wow.
It's really sad.
Kefka. I wonder if that's like Kafka, but...
Who knows? The guy who did the character design on this is really into Gustav Klimt, who is...
Oh, really? Oh.
Is he German? I don't even know.
I think he's Austrian.
Okay.
Yeah. That makes sense, yeah, because the profile shot of that character seems very similar to the Gustav Klimt.
Oh yeah, a lot of these characters have a real that type of vibe.
Yeah.
Really, like you can see, like in the patterning on this Antone character's sort of head, like his, and the earring. There's the sort of that dot pattern.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
Sharp, like angular.
Yeah.
Like facial features.
Well, Jay, thanks so much for coming on Let's Gay today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you,
was
John.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Everyone, tune in. We post twice a week, and also come out to my show at Human Resources next Monday.
Oh.
The Gamer Cave. It's a video installation. If you know Human Resources, it's a big room, and it's going to be a 3-channel, floor-to-ceiling videos of that I've made, some that I've found. It's sort of like a combo. It's like nerdy ASMR is the best way I could describe it. It's going to be kind of relaxing. Hopefully some people are going to bring their 3DSs so we can play Mario Kart or whatever the kids are into. And, and if you come in cosplay, there is a chance that you could win $100 gift certificate to Comics vs. Toys in Eagle Rock, where I work. So, come correct. I really just enjoy a good sense of humor. and creativity and cosplay. So don't worry if you're just come no matter what. And I'll see you then. Thanks so much for coming on the show, Jay.
Yeah, thank you. I want to come to this. Yeah.
Yeah, Monday night, 6 to 9:30 at Human Resources.
Yeah.
And it's gonna look really cool. It's funny. I'm sort of dovetailing. They installed the 3 projectors for Martine Sim's show, which is so great. That's up right now. Did you get a chance to look at that?
No, I haven't yet.
It's really great. It's 30 really short video works, and Luke designed the software so it will bounce from wall to wall, so you can't just sit and you're constantly moving your head around, and it's just
so you're like getting physical.
Yeah, and it's kind of randomized. It's totally randomized. It's a really cool design. So everyone should really go see that show, because Martine is doing like some really important work around identity and all that stuff that's really relevant right now.
Yeah, I need to go. I need to stop by there. It's been a while.
But Luke was nice enough to let me use the rig that he got installed there to show some videos, and it's going to be really cool. Yeah. All right. See you guys Monday.